Welcome to the worm party. Welcome to the worm party. We're going to look at whatever we look at today. Probably some rotifers, some worms, maybe some weird looking things that we haven't seen before. Got a new NASA shirt. Oh no, my head is gone. Where'd my head go? I don't know. All right, just looking to see if all of my streams are going here. Let's see. Oh, I got 4 followers on what do you call it? Periscope. I'm such a grandpa at these things, I swear. And I don't think anybody's really watching on Twitch. Now on Periscope, I'm not sure if I can even see the what you call it, the comments on my stream without actually streaming. So I'm gonna try to look at Periscope if I can here, without it maybe overloading my computer. It's kind of making it run fast right now, just looking at both of here. I'll close Twitch and YouTube. I'm looking at all of them, so I can't look at all of them at the same time. It makes my computer go crazy. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's chilling out. You can probably hear it. It starts to rev up like a 747. So I wanted to see if anybody's leaving any comments here on the Periscopes, because I don't think I can see that as well as I can see it on YouTube. If the stream doesn't look great on Periscope, check me out on YouTube, Worm Party. Also on Twitch, Worm Party 1, because somebody took Worm Party for some reason. Hey, maybe they'll change it. I'll get Worm Party again. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I got disconnected. I'm reconnected. That was weird. I haven't seen that happen before. Okay, we're back online. There we go. Okay, so we're going to look at some of the samples that we took, or the sample that we took from the creek bed again, since that was the most active. I think that's where we're going to find most of the interesting things. So, oh, I wanted to show you, before we go into the sample, I wanted to show you what I did today. So I got this idea from Journey to the Microcosmos. They had a selfie stick, telescopic, and they converted it into a thing where they could attach a test tube to the selfie stick, and then they can reach into the water and pull out a sample without getting their hands wet and without bringing boots with rubber galoshes or whatever the hell boots that you can go into the water with. So what I did was I figured, well, I got a 3D printer, so I'll print a part. So you can take this off, and then I printed this part, which has a little hole in the side here, and so I can attach it to this. And I kind of didn't make the hole large enough, so I have to screw this all the way and screw it. I have to just keep going until there we go. And then now I can just slide a test tube in there, and boom, I got test tube on a selfie stick. And telescopic, so I can just reach into the water, dip it in, and get the sample that I need. It works. And it only took about an hour to print it. I probably print it in half the time if I try to go up to the lower resolution. I was at 1.1 millimeter per layer. So I'm just going to keep this attached here so that the next time, if I do find a body of water that looks promising for samples, I'll be ready to go. So, yeah. So anyway, there's that. So here's our sample. I'm going to stir it up a little bit, get some stuff moving around in there. And oh, that's plenty. In fact, I need some water in there to spread that out a little bit. 4, 5, 6 drops. 7 drops. And I'll put this lid on here. All right. Picking up the slide, putting it on the stage. Put the slide into place. Gonna move the stage up to the top of the drop. We'll see what we find in here. Okay. Just moving up a little bit. Oh, my camera got a little bit crooked here. Better twist it here so that it looks like, okay, there we go. It was going a little diagonally there when I was moving from side to side. Oh, there's a little guy. Looks like a paramecium. I'd like to see if I could find another one of those elephant-looking things. That thing was really cool, man. That's the first time I've ever seen that thing. And I looked around on some guides looking for what it might be, and I could not find anything like that thing. So I'm kind of hoping for that thing in here. Elephant kind of nose thing and a soft, squishy body, and it swam around really good. Swam around really well in the water. And yeah, I've been looking at some other, quite interesting. So I'm just doing the lawnmower scan through here. See what we see. Sorry, wrong way. So looks like I got one person watching on Twitch, 2 on YouTube, and who knows how many on Periscope. I never know. Uh, it's hard to know on here, and so unless I actually click into the stream and watch the stream, and even then, I'm looking at it. I can't tell if there's anybody in there but me. So it's quite it's frustrating, but you know what? If you're watching on Periscope, thank you. And if you can leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment. I may not see it though. So far I have not seen any comments through Periscope. I'm using the restream to do YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope all at the same time. The other option is to do it in a different method where you use a separate machine to do the restreaming, which I may try that too. But this was free. So if your stream doesn't look great on Periscope, which it looks kind of like not great on my end, check out Warm Party on YouTube. I'm streaming there, and check out Warm Party 1 on Twitch. Been streaming a lot the last few days, but I'm probably going to be limiting the streams to about 1 to 2 a week coming up. But I'm still going to be, actively looking for new samples all the time. This guy is pretty active. He likes this sand plant stuff. I guess mostly dirt and fuzzy moss. Let's see, since he's stopped, let's see if I can get in closer on him with the second lens. He's the same, his innards are the same color as everything around him. Like a golden color. So you can see there's some kind of structures in there inside his body. And it's all the same color as everything else around him. He's right at home in all this algae and dirt. Been eating good, dude? It looks like he's just chilling now. He was all active before. Just chilling. Okay, cool. Let's find some rotifers or something. Let's do it. This is a pretty dense area. I got a lot more material than I thought in here. Look, that looks like some sort of dead thing. Some sort of dead animal, maybe? It's hard to say. Maybe it's just part of that plant there. Could be. Again, and if you're watching on Periscope, go ahead and leave a comment. Oh, I see. Okay, somebody joined in Periscope, so that I can see that now. I can only see it though from the Periscope stream, so I have to basically tab over and join a stream and try to look at it that way. I think that's why, like, I've seen, YouTubers who also stream on Periscope and Facebook, and they do pretty well doing news and whatnot, and moderators, and but I don't see a lot of comments coming through Periscope. I guess they've got it kind of like on a view only mode. But people are watching it there, so I'm going to keep streaming it there. But if you want to leave a comment, if you want a better stream, if it looks crappy on Periscope, which it seems to, for me anyway, seems to look better on Twitch or YouTube. But I'm gonna keep streaming on Periscope. As long as people want to watch it, I'll keep streaming it. I don't really know what this one is. Another paramecium kind of thing. If he wants to stay in one place, I can maybe focus in on him. He's going in 3 dimensions, so that's going to be tough with the focus. But yeah, let me keep scanning. See what else we can find in here. Something gelatinous right there when I shake. See it moving. You do the shake test sometimes to see if something wants to move on its own, or if it's just me, or to see if it's alive or not. See if it's sleeping. Whatever it is. Okay, I think next time I'm going to have to get some more of the actual water from the middle of the sample, because we got a lot of dirt in here. And, it's good because things sometimes do like to crawl around on it. But it's bad because it makes it harder to see them. There's another little guy that resembles his surroundings. There's another smaller little thing just below him there, too. Let's try out the digital zoom here. something here too. Look at this. This little guy down here that's all slow. Slowly slithering across the glass. Like he's on some kind of other time frame. He lives in slow-mo, and this guy over here is more of the fast-mo. You can see him working the cilia in the front there, moving all that water in. Seems like, some of it he's eating and some of it he's rejecting. It's amazing to know how, I don't know how fast he can figure that out, but what if you eat the wrong thing, dude? It's coming in fast. Here comes the airplane. Like when you were a kid on the high table. Putting your hands in SpaghettiOs and stuff like that. Everybody had that, right? He just lets the food come to him. He doesn't need to move around too much. He can just move those little cilias. So I put my coffee cup down and kind of shook the table a little bit, made it move. He's got a few rather large things inside he's been swallowing, looks like. Giant pieces of plant algae. It looks giant. What's up, kitty cat? I'm just fixing the view here, the microscope view, so that I can continue scanning. Back out to the first objective. I'm going to see what else we can find in here. This is that stringy algae, fuzzy, long stringy algae that I think was what the reason for the sample. The reason I collected this sample was that long stringy stuff. Getting close to the bottom of this drop, there's a little activity, little itty bitty activity there. Wow, he's way too fast. He's bouncing around like a ping pong ball. See, you got your slow-mo, you got your fast-mo, then you got your bev-mo. You lay off the hooch, man. You can't drive. You're crashing into everything. Man. Yeah, there's no way I would be able to try to get in to see him on the second objective lens. Just crash, bang, boom everywhere. His brain's too small to know what he's doing. There's no, either that's the same one or a different one. Right in the center, just going cray. Wait, he's actually maybe not as active. Maybe I can try to get this one. Let's see. Second objective. What is that little guy doing? Flipping out. Some other kind of activity going on over here too. All right. Going back out. Focus. Keep scanning. Surprise, no rotifers. No rotifers. I really like this piece of algae, the way it's structured, the way it looks. Look at that. I was looking at pictures of blue-green algae, toxic algae, so I know when if I ever see those, I'll be able to identify them now. All right, bottom of the drop. No worms in that drop. No rotifers, no worms. So I'm gonna clean off this slide. And we're gonna take some new drops. I want to start my stream earlier today, hoping that some of you on the East Coast might be able to see the stream. I've been starting them kind of late for you guys over there because I'm over here on the West Coast. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. It's spread out a little bit. I just got to be real careful when I transfer this to the microscope. All right, I'm putting the sample back in the holder. Moving the slide up to the stage. Getting blinded by the light, revved up like a douche. Moving up to the top of the drop. I get blinded every time I look at this damn thing. Okay, here we go. What's in here? Oh, hi. Bye. What's in here? I saw one of those little slender guys right here. Let's zoom in on him. He looks cool when he hits the light in the right way. It kind of reflects some nice colorations. So you see him right there near the bottom of the screen. Slowly slithering. Kind of like a snake or worm, but no bends. Pretty straight. I mean, maybe it bends a little, but not like a worm or a snake. Yeah, Those things are pretty cool. I've been seeing those a lot lately in this sample, and a couple other ones too. See, they're all over. Some very, very small, fast things swimming around in here. Way too fast for me to track some of them. Oh, there's some crazy movement down here. One of those little guys again. A couple of them, actually. I think skim over across some of these chunks of moss and just eat it all up. They just go nuts for it. It's another one of those kind of pea pod looking things. I think it's just a piece of a certain plant that looks very much like an animal because of the way that it's shaped. This here almost looks like a dead animal, but it could be alive. Can't tell. Jiggly thing. Could be a rotifer. There's a couple different types. Well, there's many different species, and a couple different types of rotifers. That kind of looks like the other type that I don't normally see, but it's hard to tell. It's not really moving, so I assume that it's dead. It's not fighting the resistance of the water as it jiggles around. Some more of the cool zigzag pattern there out of those plants. Oh, and of course I forgot to zoom out again, kitty cat. That's okay. We will still find stuff. And of course, you know, what I'd really like to find is a tardigrade. No tardigrades yet. You know, they look like this. Little flea-like thing, super fast. I'm only on the first lens here. 100 times 100 times magnification. And we should be able to see a tardigrade under this magnification. No problem. Oh, hey, friend. Look at this little guy. Oh, there's a couple of them. What's up, buddies? Second objective. Where'd you go? There you are. He's a big one. That's what she said. His head is rather round and bulbous. That's what she said. Hey, look, is it a paramecium? Look at the way it's shaped. Kind of got that flatness. It's a big one, though. It's rather large compared to some of the other ones I've seen. Because I'm not even digitally zoomed here much at all. It's got like a little, it's kind of a flat head. Depending on which angle you're looking at. You know, spinning around there. It's like he got stuck. Oh, there he goes. There you go. You can see that he's got the little cilias. He's using to move the water around. That's how a lot of these little guys move, is through those cilia, little hairs. And they know how to move it around in like a ripple fashion, or in the rotifer case in a circular fashion. He's moving a little too much there. Dude. Doesn't want to be filmed, I guess. All right, fine. He really doesn't want to be filmed right now. He just keeps escaping the camera angle, the camera shot. Oh, something just swam by close to the surface. I missed that. Some little guys in there eating up all that moss. Num nummy. Yummy moss. Oh, look at these guys. They're all over the place. Oh, this is a good area. Look at this. They really like this area. A lot of yummies in there. It's Good stuffs. Moss for dinner. I don't know. You guys can have moss if you really want. Me, I might have some tacos. You eat moss, I eat tacos. What was that? Worm red, blue, worm orange, green, worm yellow, red. That's what I see. Are you trying to make little emojis? I see a purple worm. Somebody, my wife put a purple worm. But I just see the words worm red, blue, worm orange, green, worm yellow, red. Moss Tacos. Moss Tacos is my new band name. Our first hit single is going to be called Fat Paramecium. And the B-side is Tardigrade Hunter. Yeah, I don't see the emojis. Do I have to install an emoji pack or something? Get a virus? Get some ransomware? So I was thinking about getting a Raspberry Pi for this stream. Oh, hey, Mr. Rotifer. There you are. The Raspberry Pi can do the multi-streaming without going through a service. And I don't know if what that does to my comments, but I might try it out. Wow, look at that one. He's been eating. Little Rotifer friend. I was thinking Moss Tacos would be more like a kind of like a reggae band. They would be like more of a chill, you know. You see this rotifer just stuck out his little wheels. It's hard to see him over all this sand and when I don't focus. Because he's a little bit higher than the... Oh, look, is there another rotifer friend there and just popped into the shot? Looks like there was one down here at the bottom of the shot. Right here. As in right there. There's another rotifer. He's a little bit smaller. I guess Moss Tacos. It could be a gutter punk band. Moss Taco. Oh, it's a double entendre. It means more taco. Moss Taco. And it also means taco with moss in it. Oh, that was a pretty sharp image there just for a second. He's just moving around a little too much. Now he's found it looks like he's right on the surface now. Yeah, the rotifer is high. That's for sure. High in altitude. He gets around. He moves around a lot, this guy. Difficult to film him. Let me see if I can go back to this other one. Is he here? Oh, I should probably zoom out. Did he take off? He took off. He's gone. Little rotifer friends. They're like, pretty cool little creatures. So far, I think the rotifer is definitely one of the coolest things we've found so far. Let's see if we can find one more in the open that we can see better. Nope. Sticking by the moss. These rotifers. All of these little guys all these really active ones, they seem to be just kind of hanging out by the moss. And the dirt. And the poop. So, somebody asked, what are we watching? We're looking at some, what we're looking at is a sample of moss that I took from a dry creek bed and then soaked in water for a few hours. And now it's been soaking since yesterday. And this is a rotifer. I find them all the time. It's a little microscopic animal with these little crown of cilia. The rotifer means wheelbearer in Latin. So they spin the little cilias around like a wheel in either direction, opposite directions. And they suck up the water and they move the water around, and I think that's how they get their food. A lot of times they sort of move around more like inchworm, or like just like a little worm crawling around. Sometimes they swim around too. There's a little guy down there. That's not a rotifer. I don't know what he is. He's really small. But yeah, I've gotten a few really good shots of rotifers, doing their little wheel thing and moving the water around. And they kind of like will plant their tail onto something and then reach out and stick the wheels out there and spin them around. And they look like wheels anyway. They're not really wheels. But almost looks like this creature could have two independent wheel joints, It's pretty interesting. But every once in a while I get a good shot of him spinning his wheels. There are a few rotifers in this drop. Olephantimus. I cannot pronounce that. Is that the elephant one? Here's a something. What's this thing? There's a little globule moving around. Oh, it's a rotifer. I'm going to go in on closer on him. I think it's a rotifer, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. He kind of looks like the other type of rotifer with the one wheel in front. Let me do some digital zoom here on him. This is almost like the thing that I saw before that looks like a tardigrade with no legs. Looks like the little water bear with no legs, no eyes. Yeah, I cannot tell if this is a rotifer or not. He kind of does look like one, but then he doesn't. So this, we're looking at 400 times. And on these drops, I'll only go between 100 and 400 plus digital zoom. But that's because if I go up to the 2000 or whatever, there's a chance that there you can see his little wheel there in front a little bit. There's a chance that the lens will hit the water, which could be bad for the lens. Then that's because I'm using a depression slide with drops of water in the depression in the center. And then it's a 3-dimensional drop, so there's the bottom kind of rounded edge and then the top rounded edge. And so that makes it kind of difficult here where I have to focus through the drop as these little guys move in 3 dimensions. But so I won't go to the third objective lens without a cover slip and a flat slide. And even then, the depth of field is so narrow that you barely touch the fine focus adjustment, and you look like you're looking at a completely different shape object. Sometimes, it's tricky. You gotta really get things squished in there. I used to think these little guys were worms. I think it's a rotifer. I think it's one with just the one wheel in front. It's hard to tell because I don't see the 2 wheels sticking out. And this guy's a little bit slower than some of the other ones I've seen. There's another little, that looks like a paramecium swimming around there. And also, you might notice that, of course, we're using a Yeah, you can see his little wheel there spinning, little itty bitty wheel. So I think that's the rotifer with the one wheel, as opposed to the ones that have the big two wheels. I don't see these ones as often. We're looking at these samples in a dark field setup. That's why it's a black background instead of a white background. It creates indirect light, so light kind of comes in from the side. Although you wouldn't know it by looking at the slide. When there's light coming through the water, it's fine. But when you try to look at it without the water as you're moving the slide in and out and stuff, it's just a shining, powerful light that can leave a spot on your vision. It's an LED. Oh, it looks like he just caught something. It's hard to tell. The other types of rotifers with the two wheels, you can see they got these little mandible type things inside that'll chomp down on the food as it's being drawn in. These guys, you can't really see it as well. But yeah, you can see it right in the middle there. Every once in a while, there's a little thing in there that moves, and I think that's part of a mechanism that draws the food into its stomach. Kind of like little mandibles. And he just kind of anchors there and spins the wheel around, sucks the water up, and gets his food. There's another something moving off to the right over here, too. What do we got down there? Oh, it's one of those. I don't know if that's a plant or an animal. Oh, and looks like another rotifer or something. No, not a rotifer. Some other kind of maybe a self-propelled algae. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this sample. I consider this pretty much the first nature sample, although, most of the other samples that I've got are just from, neighborhood, dirt, green things growing on dirt next to sidewalks and things like that. And your soil and your plants, there's things in there too. There's rotifers in your plant soil. See these little slow guys, these little slender slow guys moving around on the bottom. It's kind of what I'm looking at here. The one in the center there almost looks like could be a snail, but I think it's a plant. Anyway, going back out to the first objective, 100 times magnification. Let's see if I can find another one of those other types of rotifers, the ones we see all the time. Oh yeah, and then there's this guy, paramecium, big fat paramecium. A fast paramecium. Thought we saw some up in this area. I'm just kind of aimlessly searching around because I thought I saw some up in this area earlier. go up again. But if not, that's okay. We can just get another sample. Little flea-like thing. Yep, I lost them. Here we go. Is this our same slow one? Single rotifer friend? I can't tell. This little fast guy over here, he's just like zooming everywhere. I'm like, look, squirrel. Sometimes I get like that. All right, I'm gonna clean this drop off. Look at one more drop. Or, group of drops, I guess you could call it. Because I usually get, I don't know, sometimes up to 8 drops on a slide. Because, like I said, because I'm using these depression slides, I have a little divot in the center so that I can, bump the microphone, so that I can get more water there. And the disadvantage is focus and following and all of that, but the advantage is that I can look at a lot more water at once. So reaching into the cat bag. The cat is the photo of the cat is hiding behind the microscope view. So I'm going to put the slide up onto the stage and move the slide into place and go up to the top of the drop, get blinded. What's in here? Focus. Whoa, what's over here? Okay, just some plants on the edge there. All right. Thought for a second it might be a bug. There's that one time I found a big dead bug. Or at least it looked big. Oh, let me check the microscope view here. Oh yeah, I zoomed in, didn't I? Hello, kitty cat. Doing the lawnmower scan here. I find this a lot, when you put a fresh drop on, you see things that are floating on the top of the water, and they sort of just sometimes will float out to the edge. I'll get distracted by that and go, what is that? And it just keeps going until it hits the edge and stays there. I'm like, oh, it's just junk. Do I fit in the cat bag? My cat fits in my light bag. I opened the light bag earlier and she crawled into it. I was gonna try to zip it up and take her with, take her around, carry her around. Is this thing alive or dead or what is it doing? Looks dead. I can jiggle around. It doesn't fight. It doesn't try to move. Could be dead. Could be dead bug. All right, well, keep going here. Doing the lawnmower scan here where I just kind of go across and down looking for bugs. There's another dead jiggly thing or dead looking thing. These might be dead rotifers. Hard to say. They might not be dead at all. I might have to like keep the microscope on them for a long, long time and see if they do anything, or if something comes to eat them. There's a few small things swimming around in here. Death by Moss Tacos. See, you say it like that, and then that does make Moss Tacos sound like a death metal band. But, you know. But then, when I think of Moss Tacos, I think maybe it'd be a reggae band. Moss Tacos, man. See, that's a dead rotifer. They're dying. My rotifer friends are dying. Well, I did take them out of their habitat, put them in a test tube. They're not gonna live in there forever. Now there are ways to keep them going and to feed your microorganisms. And the most popular way is to create a hay infusion, which is basically where you just boil hay. I live close to some farms and I could probably get some hay. And I could boil some hay in a big pot in my kitchen. I don't know if I want to boil hay, but I don't know. Leave a comment if you think I should boil some hay. I'll make a whole video about boiling hay. It'll be a great hit on YouTube. It'll get me monetized and everything. Just the hay alone. 'Cause no one's ever boiled hay on YouTube. Or let alone Twitch. I say that now and somebody's going to go start getting some hay and boiling hay right now. Hey, is this a stentor? What's that thing? I think it might be a stentor. He's pretty cool looking. And he does not swim fast. He does not swim fast 'cause he's not on the slim fast. 'Cause look at him. He's chubby. He's like a potato with hairs. It's like a potato that you can see through. With green things inside. Most potatoes with green things are on the outside. Except this potato. I could boil some hay. You want to eat some hay, dude? I heard you eat hay. You're not eating that moss chunk right there, that little moss nobule. I could make you some hay juice, hay infusion. You know, I live in an apartment complex and I smell some weird things sometimes when walking around here at dinner time. The other day, it smelled like one half of the apartment complex just made a giant tub of macaroni and cheese, like the Velveeta kind. You never know what you're going to smell around here. So I'll throw all these people off with some boiled hay. They'll never know what hit them. You guys, this might be the first stream where I found no worms. I have not had a reason to put the worm party graphic up. No worms. What kind of tacos would you like? We have carne asada, we have el pastor, we have hay, we have carnitas, lengua, brain. I think hay tacos would be the crunchiest. Also the driest. You would need an extra drink. And also your hay would have to be like really finely cut. It's hard to break that down. So I'm not really sure, but I think this little guy might be a stentor, a type of stentor. It's hard to tell the way he's positioned here. He definitely has the little cilias going on there, so little activities, moving the water around, or he's just chomping on something. Kind of looks like he's chomping on all that algae right there. I could be completely wrong about my guess about what this is. He's like some sort of shapeshifter. He's not an amoeba, which was really a shapeshifter. You would be able to see that one, but this one's got a little more form than that. Yeah, I tried the lengua one time. It was kind of chewy, you know, the cow tongue, and it tasted a little gamey, I guess. I didn't really care for it too much. Chewing on tongue is kind of weird. It's like what you don't want to chew on. what you're not supposed to chew on. But, I was like, YOLO. So, you know, I live in California. We got great tacos here. I figured if I'm going to get a good lengua taco, it's going to be right here. Eh, I guess some people like it. It wasn't good. I'll just stick with my carne, my carnitas. Al Pastor's pretty good. It's better in LA than it is around here. What's interesting about this little guy too is that I see this kind of thing all the time and I think, "Oh, this is just a globule. This is just some mucus. This is just a booger." See that? It doesn't look like anything, but this is a big animal here. And I wouldn't know. You wouldn't know until he moves. Yeah, it might have been overcooked. I just didn't really care for the taste of it either. I was like, nah, that's a little odd for me. It's normal for some people. That's okay. Well, this guy's not. He ceased to be interesting. Now he just looks like a booger. You can't see his insides. Can't see what he's doing. Did he go to sleep? I don't know. We'll keep scanning around. Let me go back to the regular zoom here. We'll see a kitty cat over here. Kitty cat. All right. There we go. That's a little tricky for me to move around because I don't have a lot of space on this screen. But yeah. There we go. There's another thing that's hard to tell if it's alive or not. Could be just a booger. Could be a tadpole. Could be a dead thing that's getting. It looks like a rotifer that's getting eaten. A lot of little things in here. Yeah, it looks like the rotifers are dying in this particular drop anyway. So that means I just need to get another sample. Um, this sample is taken from Claremont, California, in a riverbed that's normally populated with water, and we thought that it would be populated with water because we just had some snow up on the mountains. But it was moist, but not completely dry, but no running water, no pooled water. Every time I heard people walking around, I kept hearing water running in my head. Like I kept thinking I was hearing the water going around, and I'd have to stop and listen and go, nope, that's just people. Because I'm used to going over there, and there's always water. And yeah, this time it was dry, but still found things. But I haven't gotten any actual pond water yet. Any actual standing natural pond water, except for the Riverside Walk, which is a man-made pond. We do have that sample here too. But also looking for, like kind of off the beaten path, kind of nature, unincorporated areas that, are still sort of wildernessy, that have water, that have standing water, pond water, or running water, and green things. All the green things. And also looking for lichens growing on trees and fences, because a lot of times tardigrades will be found on those things. And it's just a matter of collecting the dry sample and putting it in water, uh, distilled water, for 4 hours or more, and letting everything come back to life. And then you look at it under the microscope, and there it is. So that's how we hope to find tardigrades. But yeah, I'm using distilled water. The tap water will sometimes kill things because of all the the dissolved solids that are in the water. So using distilled water or filtered water. Uh, I've had fine luck with the filtered water. So that's easy enough though. You just have a giant bottle of distilled water sitting around. And but I would like to find more samples like the Riverside sample where we don't have to add water and it's already ready to go. And those might be some places where we'll find some interesting things. So, but thanks for joining us on the Worm Party. I hope somebody found us on Periscope, because that seems to be where everyone's finding me. If you did find me on Periscope and you like what you see, check me out on Twitch, Worm Party 1, the number 1. YouTube, Worm Party. Trying to get 100 subscribers on YouTube so we can get a custom URL. So please subscribe. And like I said, Periscope's quality, I'm not sure how good it is. It's hard to tell from this end. It looks a little low on my side, but that could just be my setup. So if it is low, I would suggest trying out one of those other platforms as well. But I thank you for checking it out. And I'm going to do about a stream a week, maybe 2 streams a week, something like that. Trying to constantly find some new samples wherever I go. And yeah, thanks for joining us on the Worm Party. Until next time.